Hi there, I'm Bonnie Adam from pathwayshealing.com, and I'm here today with a video about acupressure points. Now this video is actually designed to be used with my ebook that's available on my website, pathwayshealing.com, on the shopping page, and you can look there. It is Acupressure for Personal Wellbeing ebook is available there. So what I'm going to do is show you some of the points that are in the ebook, and then you can use that plus the diagrams and the protocols that are in the book to help yourself with common things like pain, inflammation, stress, and balance in your life. So I'm going to start with the points of the arm and the hand. So I'm going to stand up here and just show you some of these points and explain a little bit about them. So the points are basically from the elbow down to the hand. So I'm going to start with this one up here. It's called large intestine 11. And to locate large intestine 11, you basically give your arm a twist, excuse my sleeve there, and at the end of the crease, this crease down here, that's basically where large intestine 11 is. And when you move your arm around, it's in that soft area. The bone is back here, but so it's in front of the bone on the soft area of your arm. And large intestine 11 is really great for clearing too much heat in the body, especially the upper body. So if you have fever or hot flashes or things like that, or you're just generally hot all the time. It's also great for your immune system, and it's good for allergies and rashes. As you know, if you get hives or rashes and that kind of thing, large intestine 11 can help to clear that. So when you're pressing the point, you can see I'm going kind of deep there. You can go, until you feel a sensation of pressure or a little bit of tenderness, but not too much beyond that. You do not want to cause pain, you just want to feel that it's there. And when you do these points, you can use a finger, 2 fingers, a thumb, however you can reach, and you can massage them a little bit. You can go up and down the channel a little bit. The channels are basically always located sort of between the muscles and the tendons and the bone. So there's these little, the meridians or the channels, they're always between. So you'll feel like, oh, here's a muscle and here's a bone. There's probably an acupuncture channel in the middle there, and there is. That's large intestine channel. So anyway, don't be afraid to experiment a little bit with like rubbing and finding the tender spots and working them out in your arms and legs. So the next point we're going to look for is called large intestine 10. So you go from large intestine 11, and you basically just put your fingers there like that. And where this third finger lands down here, that's large intestine 10. So it's between the bone here and the other bone on the other side. So it's in between there. I have a birthmark there, I can find it. And you'll feel a bit of tenderness in there if you've got it right. And this point is called the motor control point of the upper body, or motor control point of the arm at least. So any upper body pain, upper arm pain, even wrist pain, shoulder pain, all that kind of thing, this will help a little bit with that. It's also kind of a tonifying point for all your organs. It just helps everything to work a little bit better. So that's a great point for that. Next one, I'm just going to work my way down my arm here to lung 7. So this is on, if I turn my hand like I'm holding a bowl of soup or something. If you come down your wrist here, there's a little bone in there. It's called the styloid process. And if you feel around a little bit, you'll find that little lumpy bone. And lung 7 is right above the bone. And you'll feel like a little notch in there because 2 little tendons come down and actually attach onto the bone. And the point's in between the tendons. So that's lung 7. And lung 7 is helpful for stiff neck and headache and things like that. It's also helpful for sinus congestion and immune system stuff too. It's on a lung channel, so it helps with the lungs. So that's a great point for that kind of stuff. Next point I'm going to go to is large intestine 4, and this is that really commonly used point that you see like people using all the time for headache, toothache, anything for the head and face. It's also the very best point in the body for all kinds of pain. Now, one little precaution on this point, do not use this point if you are pregnant, okay? Some points can actually trigger labor, so we don't want to use that point if you're pregnant. Even if you're near the end of your pregnancy and you think labor is ready to come on, please do not use this point unless you're under the supervision of a qualified acupuncturist, okay? But anybody else, this is safe to use. And you'll find it's in this squishy area between your thumb and your forefinger there. And it's also, another way to find it is this bone here that goes from this knuckle to your wrist. It's called the thenar bone. It's about halfway on that bone. And if you say, okay, here's the bone, there's halfway right in there, that's large intestine 11. And it'll be tender if you poke at it. And again, you know, poke at it and massage it and work out the tenderness. If you find puffy spots, little lumps, little bumps inside your meridians or in these points, try to massage them until they go away, because that lump or bump or puffy bit or inflammation is actually stopping up the point, and it's stopping the energy from flowing up into your body where it needs to go. So if you open up your acupressure points and your meridians, you get better energy flow, you get better blood flow, you're stimulating endorphins from the brain, so you're getting all the good stuff to happen. So work them out, you know, not to the point of pain, but, you know, just to the point of working out that tenderness or working out that inflammation or lumpy, bumpy stuff, whatever's in there. So next ones, I'm going to turn around and show you my wrist here. So the wrist points, these are, all the points underneath the wrist here are really great for stress. So if you're ever stressed, it's like really good just to kind of massage inside your wrists like that and just hit all those sort of stress meridians. But anyway, the next point I'm going to show you is heart 7. So heart 7, underneath here, you see there's a, if you start to bend your hand around, at the very corner of your palm, there's a little dent in there between this tendon and the bone on that side. There's a little dent there. That's heart 7. And heart 7 calms the mind, calms the spirit. And the mind and the spirit in Chinese medicine are basically the same thing. So that's a really nice thing about heart 7. It calms your mind, calms your spirit. And that's a great point to use there. Next one over is pericardium 6. So if you see this little crease here when you bend your wrist a little bit, what you're going to do is take your 3 fingers and start with the top one by the crease there and put them all in a row. And then where this 3rd finger lands, pretty much basically there, that's pericardium 6. And it's between the 2 tendons on your arm. So you'll feel it in there. And you can go kind of deep in between those tendons. And if it's not right there, don't be afraid to move around a little bit until you find the tender spot. It's like, where is it the most tender? There it is. So that's the point you really need to be on. You know, these are location landmarks, but the points are actually a little bit individual to each person. So explore around in there and find where you feel a little divot, a little tenderness, a little something going on. That's pericardium 6. Now this one is also known as the seasickness point. So it's really great for nausea and you know, any kind of seasickness stuff, motion sickness. And it's nice and calming. It opens the chest and relaxes the chest. So it's good for breathing stuff, and it's good for digestion. So that's a good point for all of that stuff. Another one now on the same area is lung 9. So lung 9 is, you're going to, same thing like we did for heart 7. You come down to the bottom of the thumb bone here, and there's a little divot. Now, if I can find it. Lung 9's a little hard to find sometimes, but just keep coming down and going, oh, okay, so here's the little thumb tendon. Sometimes if you wiggle your thumb, you can feel that tendon moving. And it's right beside there. Now this one you have to be a little careful not to push too deep, because you have your artery here where, you know, where you can take your pulse. You don't want to cut off your pulse. So you kind of go, there's the tendon, and the artery is sort of down there. You want to go in between those two and not press too hard. And this guy is great for stress as well, but also for circulation. So it helps to boost the circulation. And there's one more point there on the wrist. So I'm going to go back to this side. If I bend my wrist up like this, and then I have this little crease here. So same thing as we did for pericardium 6 here. We're going to do the same thing on the top of the wrist. So putting my 3 fingers together like that at the crease, and then this one's going to land in Sanjiao 6 or triple warmer 6. And this one is really great for bloating and gas and constipation. So it gets everything moving. And it's also great for the fluid balance kind of thing in your body. So if you have edema or you're retaining fluid, work on Sanjiao 6. And again, you can go up and down this channel between the arms and try and move stuff around there. And that's basically about all the majorly used points on the wrist that are explained in the ebook. So if you want to know more about how to combine those points for different ailments and for different conditions, you can go to the ebook and check that out. And I have like little protocols on what to do for a headache or what to do for sinus congestion, that kind of thing. So, and how to combine all those points to help yourself out. Now this acupressure is not a replacement for medical care. So if you're having any medical issues or psychological issues, please always seek qualified medical help. This is complementary therapy only. So, and it's something you can just do for yourself. So acupressure is great for self-care, you know, If somebody else wants to learn acupressure, send them to learn it for themselves too. You probably don't want to get into trying to work on other people, but for yourself, you know, you can feel, if it's not feeling good, stop. If you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy, stop. So if something's not working for you, please stop and seek some help with that. But otherwise, if you're relatively healthy and you don't have any major medical problems, you can go ahead and experiment with acupressure as much as you like. So I hope you enjoy that, and stay tuned for the next video coming soon. Have a great day.